Whatever you do, don't imagine them naked. So you have that all-important presentation, university, at work, or maybe at school. Whatever the case may be, you really don't want to stand in front of this audience. You are afraid. You're afraid that they're going to judge you, that what you have to say is just not good enough. Rather than imagining them naked, which is a very questionable solution, I suggest that you find out why they're there in the first place. Why have they come to listen to you? You see, there are different kinds of audiences. The first one is the paying audience. Now, you may think that the paying audience is the more difficult audience due to the fact that they've paid money, but that isn't the case. If you want to find out what the hardest audience to deal with is, stay tuned. In fact, the paying audience is more likely to listen to you more attentively. Why is that? Well, think about why psychologists make you pay quite a lot of money for their sessions. They make you pay a lot because they think you're going to add more value to what they're going to tell you, and therefore you're more likely to put it into practice. The same is true with your presentation. People that have paid for it want their money's worth, so they will listen more attentively and they will make sure that they practice what you have said. The second kind of audience is the voluntary audience. You have a free lecture that you're giving and people are free to come have a look or not. So actually this audience is great. They haven't paid, they're not expecting anything, and most importantly, they're there voluntarily. If they want to go, if it's not interesting, they can leave. A little bit like a busker in the streets. You rarely see a busker with a bad audience. The people that are there, they're there because they want to be there. Okay, now comes the third type of audience. The I have to be there even though I don't want to be audience. We've all been to these work meetings. Most importantly, we've all been to school where you had to sit down for hours and hours listening to a teacher you didn't particularly like listening to. Now, these are the worst kind of audiences, the ones that are forced to be there even though they don't want to be. Now, what can you do about that type of audience? Put yourself in their shoes. Think about what you would want to hear at this point. Think about all these hours you've had to sit and listen to someone and how you would have wanted the person you were listening to have dealt with the situation. How you would have wanted them to present things in a way that is interesting and engaging. Put yourself in your audience's shoes. Now, one last category of people, the haters. I personally believe that the only solution for that one is just don't do the presentation for them. It's not a presentation that is obviously meant for them. They don't want to hear it. So concentrate on everybody else. Concentrate on the people that are smiling at you. Concentrate on the people that are actually enjoying listening to you, actively enjoying listening to you. Look at their faces and address yourself to these particular people. Enjoy yourself. Don't concentrate on what you think others are going to think. And please, don't let your imagination run wild. It's not because you've just maybe heard somebody scoff that they're scoffing at you. And maybe they're just coughing, not scoffing. Or it's not because you're seeing somebody with a frowny face that's looking very stern that it's because of you. You don't know what kind of day they've had. Don't take it for yourself. It may just be that they're the kind of people that have a resting, frowny face, okay? Some people have that kind of face. And when they're listening intently to someone, they have that face on them, and it doesn't mean that they're not actually enjoying themselves and they're not focused. So don't let your imagination run wild. Believe in what you have to say, let the haters hate, and just remember why you came to speak up.